beautiful people, welcome to Kate's Space. It's Kate here again and I'm so glad you could join me. I am just turning on the camera. I was working away at something which was organisational, and I'm actually going to take a picture and put it at the beginning of this video in the interests of honesty and authenticity. My ribbons and laces are a complete and utter mess. They're just spilling out all over the place, literally vomiting out of the shelves. So I don't know if any of you saw this video, and I will link it below, or put a link below. Kylie from Paper Daisy Journals showed her amazing lace organisation, and I had such incredible lace envy because she has beautiful laces and trims, but also her organisation. It just all looked so beautiful. And so I thought, what could I do in a similar vein using what I have got? And I know she had used proper wallpapers, vintage wallpapers that she had. Anyway, I had a little play around with some measurements and made myself a couple of templates, and I've used for these ones some wallpaper printables from Ruby and Pearl XO, which I can also link below. And I spent some time, I've used some heavy cardstock, I've cut it out, I've glued it on, and I've stitched around, and it took me ages. And I thought, how can I get all my laces and ribbons organised? And so I kind of just went, oh, too hard basket, you know, I need different size cards and la la la. Anyway, this morning I was tidying up after finishing a project and starting a new one, and got distracted and thought, maybe I'll make a smaller template. And actually I use some of the stuff that I've got lying around. I've got scrapbook papers that I don't know if I'll ever use. I think they're 8x8s and other stuff that I've had for a long time. Maybe I should not let perfect get in the way of done. Now I know that's a saying that we've all heard, but you know what? It would be really nice to have my ribbons and laces a little more organised. And while I was doing it, I thought I really should have the camera on. It would be really good just to have a little video about this. So I made some templates. I just got some measurements. I just went online, and on Amazon they sell lace winding cards, and they gave the measurements of the cards that they were selling. So I thought, oh well, I'll just copy those. So that's the biggest one. And then I made a slightly smaller one, and then this morning I thought, oh, I want an even smaller one, so I've made a smaller one. And those are the ones I'm working on now. I got some chipboard or heavy card, really heavy card actually, and I kind of wish it wasn't this heavy. This is what I had lying around, so I grabbed all the bits that I've got lying around, and some of them are heavier, like this one's really chunky. But I thought, oh well, I'm going to use it. They're scraps, they might never get used for anything else. And I cut these out with my knife, and then I've started covering them. I don't think I'm even going to sew around these, because the machine did manage around those ones, but it took a long time. And I'm just thinking, again, don't let perfect get in the way of done. So I've done these two, and I've done two more which are in the book press, because I've just used a lot of glue stick, and I thought, oh, maybe the book press will help just settle them down. And then I just thought I'd put the camera on and we can do some together. Measurement wise, in case anyone's interested, these are approximately 9 centimeters wide, these small ones. And if you go the length from the very top, the tallest part is 16 centimeters, which is, so 6 1/4 inches that way, 3 1/2 inches that way. And then these bits here along the top are 1/2 inch, I think. Yeah, they're about 1/2 inch, down to here about 3/4 inch. Is that what that is? 1, 2, 3/8 of an inch. Is that an 1/8? 3/4 of an inch, and then I just did a diagonal line. I mean, they're not perfectly straight, and I just decided I didn't really care. I just want to get some of my ribbons and laces organized, because they're on bits of card like this, and they're just wrapped up like this, and I look at them and I'm embarrassed. So all I'm doing is, and it's very simple, and I guess you can go into as much detail as you can. I've got this Stamperia pad that I really love, but I've had it for ages and I haven't used it, and I thought, well, this would be the perfect job for this. I'm just getting my glue stick, and I'm just putting a whole ton of glue on here, like heaps and heaps of glue. You could use any glue, but I'm just using glue stick, and we'll just see how it goes. And then a piece of paper that I like the pattern of, and gluing it on, sticking it on this way, just sort of lining it up with one edge, or two edges actually, because I don't, that saves cutting, so it doesn't wrap around all the edges, as you can see. So you can see some of the, again, it's not perfect. This is because I decided if I want it absolutely perfect, it's going to take so long and I'll never do it. So then I just cut along this end here. Can you see? Yep. Cut along that end there, and then I get my knife and I go down this little side here and this little side here, and I get more glue. Lots of glue. So yeah, I probably won't be able to wrap my laces around it because it's a bit of a sticky business until, and I just lift this bit up here and over. I don't know why, it's totally not necessary. I guess in a perfect world I would want the whole card sort of wrapped in the paper, and probably I would want to sew around all of them because I think that does look amazing. But I just thought that's going to take ages, and I don't want to spend days and days on this task. So, but I don't mind spending a little bit of time on it. Okay, and then I just fold that over so that edge there is completely covered. It would be nice if they were all like that, but again, like I said, this is a task that needs to be done. And also I'm trying to use stuff I've got, so using these scrapbooking papers rather than those other ones I've printed out, the printables, but rather than doing a whole lot more printing, I'm just using what I've got. So again, I do down this side and this side, and then down the center like that. And here, and here, and here. And there's another one done. I don't really like that border. I probably could have missed that out, but once it's got lace on it, it's about organisation. Organisation with a little bit of aesthetic. Please. I think they'll look cute in their basket. So yeah, lots of glue. We've just finished a long bank what do you call it, bank holiday weekend, or a long weekend we call it. And so Monday was a holiday, or Queen's birthday weekend. And for the weekend, David and I went to Wellington, it's the capital city of New Zealand, and we went to an art show that was on, and it was all New Zealand artists. I'm actually going to skip the border on this one because I didn't like it so much on the other one. We went to this art show and we had a wonderful weekend. We had some lovely meals out. We were meant to be going with some friends of ours, but unfortunately one of them got really unwell and couldn't come, which was a real shame, but just she wasn't up to travelling, so, which is fair enough, because it's a 4-hour drive from here to Wellington. And we did find a piece of art that we loved, and so we purchased a piece of art. We haven't hung it yet. It's a, I guess you'd say it's a beach scene. It's a charcoal drawing that looks very much like a photograph. I was drawn to it. If you've seen any of my stories, you'd know that I live on the coast, and I'm often, well, I'm probably not on the beach as much as I would like, or as much as I could be going down to the beach, because our property does actually go down to the beach. But we live on quite a wild, woolly beach. It's not a pristine, pretty, sandy beach. It's rocky. And this piece of art is a piece of driftwood on a very wild beach. Not our beach, a beach down in the south, down south. And so I was instantly drawn to that, I think, because I do love beach scenes and wild beaches. And David liked it as well. So I guess if you find a piece of art that you both like, that's always a good thing too, because that's not always going to happen. Oh, I've cut that not straight, so that's not ideal. Okay, that's a bit of a shame, never mind. Okay, so don't do that. Make sure you cut your piece when you're going across there, cut it straight. It's very disappointing. I might, yeah, so might just go like that, and then at least only one end is not straight, and I'll just, maybe I can tuck a piece under there. So yes, so that was good. That was where we were, and we came home on Sunday. We weren't away for the entire weekend, but it was very nice to go away. And we caught up with David's son and his partner. I don't think I can make that look. We go like that. We caught up with David's son and his partner, and that was lovely. So that was great. Oh, no, not even going to bother. And yesterday I finished a project, so I was happy about that. And I'll do a flip through of that project hopefully today. Unfortunately, it's very grey and wintry, and it's always hard to take good photos, but I will try and get some photos as well. Oh well. Okay, so there we go, a mistake, but still I've got 2 more here to do. Now, I don't know if these pieces are big enough or just, but I don't really want to use those. I've got a piece here, but again it's got that border. That's okay. I've got some bigger Stamperia pieces here that I haven't used, so I could stick with the blue. There we go, we could use that. Right, so let's get some more glue. Part of me's going, these will look better if you sew around them, and the other half's going, no, you've got better things to do with your time. We'll see. And anyway, this isn't even half enough for the laces that I've got, so that's also the other thing, isn't it? If you have a lot of small pieces of lace, storage and how to store things is just always seems to be an ongoing thing, ongoing issue for crafters and artists. Like, you want things tidy, but if you put them away and you don't remember where they are, right, I'll try and make this straight so that I don't have the same problem again. Yes, it's sometimes things, if they're out of sight and out of mind, isn't that right? You don't, yeah, you forget you've got these things. And then sometimes I think I've actually, maybe that I have too many. But there's always that thing, oh, if I don't keep them, you know, there'll come a time when I wish I had kept them. So there's always that fear, isn't there? But I think what I'll do is I'll maybe put my laces I like and or use the most on the cards, and then maybe I'll store the ones I'm not sure about, or I'm on the fence about, maybe I'll store them either somewhere else, and if I haven't used them, then they can be sent back to the thrift store. Or things we like using too change over time and with each project that you might be doing. So you might have a whole lot of laces that you think, I'm never going to use those, they're so, I don't know, maybe gaudy or bright or shiny or sparkly, but then you do a journal or something and you think, oh, that would actually be perfect. Or you see someone else using the same kind of thing and in a way that you hadn't thought of before, and you think, oh, I would actually love to use the ones I've got. Oh, do you see what I just did? That's okay. Too busy chatting. That's all right, we can just go like this. So this one isn't going to wrap around. It's okay though, it doesn't have to. Right, there we go. It's almost got a wallpapery look to it, this paper anyway. So yeah, this is how I do my version, the non-perfect version of Kylie's beautiful, beautiful lace cards, winding cards. This is the make do with what you have version. But if you want to do them as beautifully as what Kylie has, I'm pretty sure she has got a kit on her Etsy store, so I'll link that below as well, because not everybody wants to just make do and use what they have. That's just me in this instance. I don't always do that either, but for these, that's what I'm doing, because I'd just like to see a little bit more tidiness in my ribbon and lace shelves, because they're just looking really nasty. So there we go, just a really short video, some ribbon lace cards, and let's take this off here. Let's have a look. Big old. Right, and just so. Well, I'm using the one that's got a bit missing off it, but anyway, so this is some just velvet ribbon. There we go. Got this tiny little pin, I think they're jewelry pins or something. There we go. And you could almost etch, oh, you could probably get a little narrow piece of ribbon on there beside that if you wanted to, so that you're making the most of what you have, right, like that. And that just goes round to the back there, and there you go, there's one all wrapped up. And I will try and do a photo of maybe a tidy ribbon and lace storage spot at some point, but I had no idea how long it will take before I actually get that under control. Anyway, I hope everybody's well and having a great start to their week, and I will see you again soon in the next video. Bye.